Dromana Pier is located in a bay 85 kilometres south of Melbourne. The bay is flanked by Mount Martha to the north and dominated by Arthur's Seat to the south. It has a gently sloping sandy beach and clear bay water. The first Dromana Pier was built in 1862, and after an extension to about 500 metres in 1873, it was the second longest pier in Port Phillip Bay. The pier was originally a place for steam ferries around Port Phillip Bay to berth, rather than being a pleasure pier as such. But those ferries brought thousands of tourists to Dromana looking for rest and recreation, so in that sense it was a pleasure-giving pier. This section is now fenced off for future refurbishment. There is the lower level deck, however, still in operation for pleasure craft to moor to and also for fishing purposes. Continuing with our history, at this time the railways had not yet reached the peninsula, so Dromana Pier was used for loading and delivering freight coming in from Melbourne and also sending out timber and market produce to Melbourne and Geelong. Significant damage by wear and tear occurred to the pier during the Second World War. At this time the American fleet was anchored in Port Phillip Bay, and they would use barges to transfer equipment including troops, tanks, jeeps and other supplies. Whilst carrying out these tasks, the barges will be tied up to the timber piling of the pier and cause considerable strain to the structure. The final nail in the coffin for the pier occurred in April 1956 when there was a massive storm that hit Port Phillip Bay. Press reports from the time speak of whole sections ripped from the Dromana Pier as huge waves swept over the sea wall. The pier as we know it today, with concrete piling, was built in 1959. Piers and foreshore reserves are administered by Parks Victoria. As we look around this particular foreshore reserve, I have to admit that I think they're doing a very good job. There are extensive grassed areas and plenty of picnic tables and pavilions. This guy is having his lunch in the shade of a banksia tree and is totally surrounded by a flock of seagulls. This is something I've never seen before, a bicycle maintenance and repair station available for the cyclists who use the tracks around here. Here's a notice board with information for tourists about places to go and things to see in the Dromana area. A most important local facility is the Dromana Bay Life Saving Club. This volunteer organisation exists to help people who get into difficulties in the water. Across the road from the pier is the famous Stella's Dromana Hotel. And finally, this cafe is covering all the cuisines: Italian, Vietnamese, Spanish and Aussie. All bases are covered. Thanks for watching this video. If you could see your way to like, subscribe or leave a comment, I'd really appreciate it.